Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud.
We have an app called Careers Cloud which you can go and download it from the Play Store. So after downloading it, you can easily log in using your Gmail ID. Once you have logged in, you will be redirected to a home page which contains 4 tabs beneath it. One is Home, the other is All Courses, next is My Courses, and the last one is a Doubt Session. So under All Courses, you can access various types of courses like Reasoning, Quant, English, and also exam specific courses can also be accessed under this All Courses. If you click this Crack Current Affairs, you will be redirected to this page. So under this, you can see various tabs that are available. So here, if you see, the current affairs will be available in English medium, this under Hindi medium, and here banking awareness, we will provide you the monthly compilation of the banking news and current affairs exam PDF, and also special current affairs, which includes mainly the budget, the union budget, the economic survey, which is very important from the exam perspective. And this is topic wise content where that topics news related to the specific topic, they will be combined together and provided to you. For example, see appointments. All the appointments in that particular month will be combined together in a specific place. And similarly, in case of banking, economic news, so all will be combined together. So this will be easy for you to relate to each other news. Next, you can access the daily current affairs on a daily basis, weekly basis, and also on a monthly basis. So after reading the weekly or the daily news, you can also attend our quiz in order to strengthen your knowledge. Under the monthly current affairs, if you see, there are 2 types of PDF that are available. One is the pocket PDF, the other one is the normal PDF. This pocket PDF will give you a brief content of our current affairs, and this will provide you a detailed analysis of the current affairs. So it is always preferable to read this detailed analysis and then have a go through of this pocket PDF. Next is that we also provide you the PIB news apart from the current affairs. So you can go and access our PIB news on a daily basis from this path. And as I mentioned, this special CA covers very special topics like budgets and economic survey. After reading the content provided in this PDF, you can go and attend the quiz given below. And next is the exam perspective PDF. So if you see IBPS PO mains, IBPS RRB clerk, SBI clerk, so these are all exam perspective PDF. So if you go and check, these PDF will contain around 5 to 6 months of the current affairs, which has high chances of high chances of being asked in this SBI clerk mains exam. So it is very useful to go and read this PDF from an exam perspective point. Today we will be covering July 2nd week banking and finance awareness news. Moving to the first news. The first news is about a report that has been released. So this report, if you see, they have ranked the countries based on the amount of funding they have received for their fintech startups. Okay, so based on which country has received the maximum amount for their fintech startups, depending upon that, a ranking has been released. And who has released this report? Traxon has released this report. So the Bengaluru based Traxon Technologies Private Limited. So this is a leading market intelligence platform. Okay, so this has released this report. So in this, if you see, the first country that has received the maximum funding is USA, followed by UK, and India is in the 3rd place. Remember, first place is USA, second UK, United Kingdom, and 3rd is India. So this, if you see, this tenure of funding here, it is considered as H1 of 2025, that is first half of 2025, that is from Jan to June. So in this tenure from Jan to June 2025, in this tenure, which country had received the maximum funding under the fintech startup category? So if you see India Fintech Center, so overall in the Jan to June time period, India Fintech sector had received 889 million USD dollars, and so this we saw that this is in H1 2025, right? 2025, not financial year, it is the calendar year of the first half. So here we saw that 889 million. So compared to the H2 2024, it is an increase of 26%. But compared to H1, so exactly 1 year back, if you see, it had received even more funding, that is 936 million. So compared to that, it is lesser, that is 5% lesser. So compared to the previous half, it is greater by 26%. But compared to 1 year, it is lesser, that is lesser by 5%. So early stage funding, if you see, it had received around 361 million USD, and seed stage funding, if you see, it has received $91 million. Okay, early stage in funding means it is in the most earliest, most young stage or rudimentary stage. Okay, seed stage is after that. So early stage had received 361 and seed stage funding startups had received 91.2 million. So out of the total funding that had received India, if you see, out of the 100%, 55% had gone to Bengaluru and 14% had gone to Mumbai. Remember, out of the total funding that the fintech sectors or fintech startups had received, 55% went to the Bengaluru based fintech startups, 14% to the Mumbai based, and others 31%. So if you see, USA based ASIL had received the maximum amount of funding. So it received the highest number of investments. And so about Traxon Technologies, the chairperson and managing director is Neha Singh. It is headquartered in Bengaluru, established in 2012. So in this, you just have to remember the top three, and you should know the amount, the total amount, if you see, that India had received in the first half, that is from Jan to June 2025 was 889 million. So this alone you have to remember, that is it. The next news is Gujarat becomes the third Indian state to cross the 1 crore stock market. So recently, the National Stock Exchange has released the data. So in that, if you see, Gujarat has become the third state to cross this 1 crore stock market investors. Okay. So before Gujarat, if you see, it was Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh. First Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh, they had crossed the 1 crore stock market investors, and now Gujarat is in the third place, which means that around 1 crore people in that state have registered in the stock market or have registered themselves with the stockbrokers. That is what this means. So if you see, Gujarat, Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh together, these three states alone account for over 36% of the total investor base in India. Say suppose there are totally 100 crores of investors. Okay, just for an example I am telling, 100 crores of registered investors in India, then around 36 crores investors, they are in Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat. So as of May 2025, if you see, the total number of registered investors in India is 11.5 crores. So you can use this data somewhere in your descriptive writing if needed. And if you see, this is region wise distribution. So North India has around 4.2 crores registered investors, followed by West India 3.5, South India 2.5 and East India 1.4. So North India has the maximum amount of registered investors in India. In February 2024, this 9 crore registered investors mark was crossed, and then in August 2024, the 10 crores mark was crossed. Now in Jan 2025, this 11 crores investors mark was crossed. Okay, remember that now the first 1, 2, 3, first, second and third states, it is Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat, and together they account for 36%, and the total number of registered investors in India is 11.5 crores. Chief Minister of Gujarat is Bhupendra Patel and Governor is Acharya Devrat. Capital is Gandhinagar. Next news is Green Climate Fund. If you see, it is the world's largest climate fund. Okay, Green Climate Fund is the world's largest climate fund that has approved a $200 million loan. For whom? For the ADB, that is Asian Development Bank led program. Okay, for a program that is led by or conducted by the Asian Development Bank. For that, $200 million loan was provided by the Green Climate Fund. So where will this $200 million loan be put into use by the Asian Development Bank? So if you see, that money will be used to scale up the public and private investments in the high impact and emerging clean energy sectors. So clean energy, we know that it requires huge amount of investments, right? So this amount will support both the public and private investments in the clean energy sectors. Now, what is this Green Climate Fund? So, if you see, this Green Climate Fund, it is the world's largest dedicated fund which helps to support developing nations in limiting or reducing the greenhouse gas emissions. So, if you want to invest in sectors or in areas that will lead to the reduction in the greenhouse gas emission, for those type of sectors, the Green Climate Fund will provide or sanction some amount of money. So, here if you see, this is a part of or this is under the UNFCCC, that is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. So, under this organization only, this fund is established. So, the headquarter of this Green Climate Fund is Incheon, South Korea. Remember, the headquarter is in South Korea. Next is Sebi has approved or given the certificate of registration to the Gurugram-based MobiWik Securities Broking Private Limited. Why? So now if you see, after getting this certificate, it can now act as a stockbroker. So what can the stockbroker do? They can operate as a stockbroker and a clearing member. So they can basically carry out activities such as buying, selling, trading security. Generally, you, me, if anyone wants to buy security from the stock market, we mostly place the order by the stockbroker, right? Just like Zerodha is there, Upstock is there. You have an account in Zerodha or Upstocks, you place the order and the order gets executed. So that is what this Gurugram-based MobiWik Securities Broking Private Limited will also do. They have just got the certificate of registration, that is the approval from the Securities Exchange Board of India. The next news is about an appointment. Sahil Kini, he is the co-founder of Setu. Okay, Setu is nothing but a fintech company. Setu is a fintech company. So Sahil Kini is a co-founder of the Setu company. Now he has been appointed as the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. Okay, so you should know this Reserve Bank Innovation Hub, it was established in March 2022. So you should know that RBI has totally 5 subsidiaries. Okay, 5 subsidiaries. So in this 5 subsidiaries, this RBH is one of the subsidiary. In fact, it is the youngest subsidiary of the RBI. So now in comment section, you should tell me the other 4 subsidiaries. Please mention the other 4 subsidiaries of Reserve Bank of India in the comment section. Next is LIC, that is Life Insurance Corporation of India, has launched 2 new plans. One plan name is Nav Jeevan Shri. The other plan name is Nav Jeevan Shri Single Premium. So these are the 2 new plans. Let us look into what are the plans about. So first, Nav Jeevan Shri, if you see, it is an endowment plan. Now what is this endowment plan? See, the endowment plan is nothing but it is a life insurance policy to pay lump sum after a specific term or on death. So if you see this policy, what happens in this endowment plan is that in endowment plan, so suppose there is a person who has subscribed to this policy and he is paying a premium on a regular basis. He has faced death. So that time what happens is after his death, the nominee will get the premium. Or say suppose the plan tenure is for 10 years. So he has survived even after the 10 years. So that time he will get a lump sum amount. So if he is passed on, the amount will go to the nominee. If he is alive after the specific term, that is after the maturity of the plan, he will get some lump sum amount. That is what is an endowment plan. So this Nav Jeevan Shri, it is an endowment plan. It provides a guaranteed additions of 8.5% to 9.5% of the annual premium. So if you have paid a premium of 1000 rupees, then minimum guarantee return that you get is somewhere between 8.5 to 9.5%. The minimum tenure under this plan is 10 years and the maximum tenure is 20 years. The minimum basic sum assured is 5 lakhs. Next plan is Nav Jeevan Shri Single Premium. So here the minimum tenure is 5 years, maximum tenure is 20 years, and here the minimum basic sum assured is 1 lakh. So in the previous case we saw was 5 lakh, right? But here it is lesser, that is only 1 lakh. The MD and CEO of LIC is Sat Pal Banu. The next news is about Asian Development Bank. So Asian Development has launched UHC Peers Network. Now what is this UHC? Universal Health Coverage, Practitioners and Experts Knowledge Exchange and Resources. The main ambition or main objective of this UHC Peers is nothing but to exchange the knowledges, okay, to exchange the various medical solutions between the countries and also to find ways so that the medical coverage or the medical solution is also provided to the underserved. Okay, it is not that already people who have access to the medical solution, giving them a solution is quite easy, but expanding the solution, okay, providing the medical coverage even to the underserved people and also exchanging the knowledge, that is very important. So that is what this network does. So here if you see, it aims to address the gap in regional health cooperation by offering a structured platform for countries to exchange solutions for extending coverage to underserved population. So how can we extend the coverage to the underserved population? That knowledge can be exchanged between countries in this platform. So it will also facilitate exchanges on integration of private healthcare providers, sustainable health finance mechanism. So how can this be done? That kind of information will also be exchanged in this network. So this, if you see, this UHC was launched in a forum, that is Inspire Health System. So Inspire Health System, it is a 5-day long forum hosted by Asian Development Bank, and in this forum this UHC piece was launched. So what is this Inspire Health System? So this is a flagship event of Asian Development Bank, and the purpose of this event is to promote innovation and drive the transformation of health system in Asia and the Pacific region. Okay, that is the purpose of this Inspire Health System. And under this, if you see this under this only UHC Peace has been launched. UHC Peace is nothing but a network of exchanging solutions to ensure that the underserved solutions are also covered under the health system.
We have launched a new course called Static Banking Awareness course. Now this course will be helpful for students who are preparing for the banking exams and for the regulatory body exams. And also recently you would have seen Paytm Bank in news frequently. So when an aspirant reads this news, he would have ample number of questions like what is a payment bank, what are the norms for it, and which is the committee that has launched it. So this Static Banking Awareness course lays a foundation to the current banking and finance news. Now, you have to download our AffairsCloud to access this course. Once you have logged into our app, you can go and click this all courses icon, and then you'll be redirected to this page. In this, you have to go and click the Static Banking Awareness course, and under the details tab, you will be able to see a brief about this course. And under the part tab, it will contain all the contents, all the topics of the contents that are currently available in this course. We are working on this continuously, and this will be completed within 2 months. Under the free tab, you can go and access one content, that is the origin and development content, for free. You can go and read this content and have an idea about this course. After reading this content, do attend the quiz that is also available under the same tab. Now, our team has allocated ample amount of time and resources to curate this content. We have created this content from various books and from various verified websites. Our content is better than any book that is available in the market. This is because we update this content on a dynamic basis. For example, there are currently 39 DRTs that are available in the country now. In future, if one more DRT is created or added, then it would become 40. So we would update this content on a dynamic basis. But in case of books, you have to wait for the next publication for this updated content. Nowadays, a lot of practical questions have been asked in the banking exams. For example, how many public sector banks are available on the stock exchange? Which is the payment bank that is being listed on the stock exchange? So, we try to cover as many practical questions as possible in this course. Apart from this, we also provide you a question bank that will contain around 3000 questions and the previous year questions along with it. We also have a dedicated tab that will release the important RBI notification and the frequent news released by the RBI. You can use this code B15 to avail 15% discount. This is one of the highest discounts that we have offered until now. So do avail this code B15 while you purchase the course.
Next is National Commodity and Derivative Exchange Limited. It has signed an MOU with the New Delhi based India Meteorological Department. Okay, so these two parties have signed an MOU for what purpose? To launch India's first weather derivatives. So here if you see, based on the weather, the derivative will be launched. So basically now a rainfall based derivative it is going to be launched. So this rainfall based derivative, if you see, it would be constructed. This derivative would have derived its values from the historical data that is provided by the IMD. So the IMD is the one who generally provides the data, right? Okay, here it is going to rain this much millimeter of rainfall is expected. All this data IMD has given for so many years. So it will collect all those data, and then depending upon that data, this derivative will be constructed. And to be specific, this derivative will also be region specific, because one particular region will have a different rainfall and another region will have a different rainfall, right? So it will be region specific and also season specific, because in summer the rainfall will be less, and depending upon in monsoon it will be more. So it is going to vary. So it is these derivatives, they are going to be region specific and season specific. The next news is about an agreement. The Gandhinagar based CCIL IFSCL, that is Clearing Corporation of India Limited International Financial Services Center, the IFSCA, it has signed an agreement with the Standard Chartered Bank. And what is the purpose of this agreement? This purpose is that Standard Chartered Bank now will act as a settlement bank. So this will enable real-time settlement of the USD, United States dollar transactions at the GIFT City in Gandhinagar. So this will help in a faster settlement of foreign currency transactions within the IBUs, that is within the banking units that are present in the IFSCA. So previously, if you see, if one banking unit wants to transfer a foreign currency transaction to another banking unit, the transaction does not take place directly. That is, this banking does not send the money directly. Instead, it sends it via a correspondent bank. Correspondent bank is nothing but a third party that facilitates this foreign currency transaction. Okay, so this banking unit will send a SWIFT transaction to the correspondent bank, and that correspondent bank will only send the money to this banking unit. This is how it was happening. So this, if you see, it takes time, okay, because this correspondent bank will be present in another country. So there will be a time lag, because here our banking system operates in a different time, and their banking system will also operate in a different time because of the different time zone. So due to this, a lag will be there. So if the money is sent today, then this banking unit will receive the money only after day after tomorrow, or 1 day after, 1 or 2 days after. So this time lag was observed. But now, since the Standard Chartered Bank now will act as a settlement, it can make a real-time settlement. So directly the settlement can take place between the banking unit. This correspondent bank itself is not needed. So this will help in a faster settlement. So because you don't have to depend upon a third party that is located in outside the country, right? So different time zone, but here you can directly send. So this is the benefit of the Standard Chartered to act as a settlement bank.
Thank you for watching the session. I hope you had enjoyed it. We're also available in Telegram under the name AffairsCloud_official. We also have an Instagram handle. Thank you.